So we had some drumsticks, and I thought for dinner I would make some really, really nice smelling chicken curry. And I showed how to do this in another previous episode. It's very, very easy, and it's basically, there's so many variants on how to make this. And I'm really doing my best to do as healthy as possible. So I don't have any butter or ghee. I have just plain vegetable oil, and I have the chicken pieces marinated. As you can see, there's quite a bit of marination on each piece, with some grated onion and grated ginger and a whole bunch of spices that were in this from Shan chicken masala. And I really like using this because it has some different masala, different ingredients than just the regular, turmeric, cayenne, and masala. So it's a nice change, and so it adds a bit of exoticness. And I also had some vinegar, some oil in the marination with the spices. I put some turmeric. I didn't put any added salt because I find that those seasonings have enough salt in them. And then I also cut up some potatoes. I'm not a huge potato fan. I like them, but they are, the way I eat, I find, I try to avoid them because they do increase inflammation. So I try to keep just a little bit of potatoes in the curry, but not too much. And so I'm just going to give this a flip and then add some water and maybe cook on low for maybe an hour to make it super tender. But it smells so good. Oh my goodness, it smells so nice. And what was I saying? I had some grated ginger and onion and ketchup. So as I was saying, I find that the grated onion, there is a small piece here that wasn't grated, and that's okay, but for the most part, the onion is grated, and I find that really adds a beautiful texture that you cannot get with chopped onions or even sliced onions. And I've been experimenting for many years, and this is what I found. The texture and the flavor is much better. Anyways, I'm going to add some water soon and let this cook for about 45 minutes to an hour on very low heat to make it super tender. And I am very happy to have this for dinner tonight. I'm sure it'll be pretty good. So I've added some water to this, as you can see, and I'm just going to let it simmer on low for 45 minutes to an hour. So I just basically uncovered this, and I'm just making the broth a little thicker because that's the way I like it. But other than that, it looks pretty darn good, I think. And it's been cooking for over an hour on low. And it's looks really tender. So that's pretty much it, and looking forward to eating this delicious chicken curry dinner. So today I'm going to be making a very interesting and very quick and easy peach sweet and sour sauce. I don't have any sweet and sour sauce at home. It is the third wave of the pandemic. There is a stay-at-home order, except for getting essential services, and essential services like medication or food, and certain things like that. And so I decided to try this recipe and give it a shot because these are ingredients that I already have in my home. And while I was doing this, I discovered that this is a vegan recipe because I will not be using chicken broth. So I have some vegetable broth here from Campbell's, and I just wanted to show that I just put some in a bowl, and it's just vegetable broth. There's not too much added salt, and certainly it is vegan. And I have some crushed peaches. It's actually Del Monte sliced peaches in water. So there's no added sugar, and I just crushed them. I didn't use peach preserves. It says, here it says no sugar added. And so I have that, and then I have here, I just added a bit of brown sugar, and this is Chinese 5-spice powder. This is just a tiny bit of cayenne. You can use less if that's better for you. It's basically to taste, but it does give a bit of a kick. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to just take my pot or pan and just put in the vinegar and mix it with the peaches. And then basically pour in all the rest. So I had the vinegar, I had the vegetable broth. Sorry, I forgot the vinegar. Okay, I'm just going to add some vinegar. I knew that there was something I was forgetting. So I just added the spices. I'm just going to give that a bit of a stir. And it's basically a 3-to-1 proportion. So the vinegar is going to be about a tablespoon of vinegar. I will be back. So I don't know how that looks, but it is boiling, about to boil. Oh, there's a steam. And it is, I'm just putting in the little bit of vinegar that I'm supposed to, and I'm going to give this a stir. And you could probably grind the peaches a little finer than what I have. I just noticed now that there's this very big one, and I can certainly crush that. But for the most part, the recipe does call for peach preserves. And you know, you can pretty much do what you want with this, but I wanted to show this recipe because it looks pretty good, and it is certainly a healthier recipe than a lot of the sweet and sour sauces that you can buy in the market. So in grocery stores and other places where they serve sweet and sour sauce with your food. So there you go. So I'm going to be actually making some, I have some chicken balls, and I'm going to have this sauce with the chicken balls, and I'm also going to save this sauce for some chicken, baked chicken, sweet and sour, that I'll be making within the next few days. And there you go. Very excited to try this out. So I hope you give it a try as well. So it's a few days later, and what I've done is I've taken some chicken balls, or chicken meatballs I should say, and I've mixed them in. They're fully cooked, they're bought frozen, fully cooked, but I just stir-fried them to heat them up a little bit. So I browned them a bit, and all I did was I added some green peppers to the sauce that I had made, the sweet and sour sauce. So I'm just going to take this and just have a bit of a taste. So here I am, just about to have a bit of a taste, and it just looks so good. So I'm going to take a green pepper. I'll take this one with some of the sauce. And I added a bit of water, but obviously you don't have to. It is so good. It is just as good, if not better, I think, than store-bought. And it is so much healthier. So I happen to serve these with some chicken meatballs, but you can obviously do a vegetarian alternative. You can do whatever you like. I just had these. I can't stop. The cayenne actually gives it a tiny bit of a bite. So it's really good. But it is, as I was saying, it's so much healthier than store-bought. And I think actually even a little bit tastier than store-bought. You're not going to really notice any difference in terms of being not as good. In fact, if there's any difference, it's going to be the same or better. Or sorry, I should say better. So I hope you give this a try. It's really good, and there's lots of ways to use sweet and sour sauce, and I'm just thrilled that I was able to make this and share it with you on this episode. So again, hope you give it a try. Final update on the progress of my tapestry, which I started about 2.5 months ago. So I'm just gonna do sort of like a scan of the actual tapestry, which I showed before is quite large, and I like that because it means that there's lots to do. So you can see that this is a beautiful summer or spring cottage scene. And I just wanted to show how much I've done. I think maybe about 70%. So these are obviously the pine trees, and there's some highlighting, and you can see that there's 3 different colors of green for the pine trees. And the parts where the canvas is showing is obviously the parts I haven't done, and the parts where you can see the stitching. So you can get an idea of roughly how much I've done. So some of the trees are almost are all done, almost. And I've got the roof of the house, part of the cottage walls. We've got the beautiful sunset or sunrise, I'm not sure which. And it's just so much fun to do when you are required to stay home anyways, because, and you know, you have to, because of the pandemic, and you have to learn ways to entertain yourself from home. And this is not a bad way to do that, given we have to be at home, we have to stay at home. So this is the other little cottage house, and we have some of the flowers, some of the red parts of the flowers are done. We have all the grass here. I haven't started really on the boat yet, but the water and the reflections, I've started on. And actually, I wanted to mention, because it is the third wave of the pandemic, only essential items can be bought. So I'm going to have to make do, obviously, with what embroidery floss I have. And thankfully I have a bit, so I should be able to occupy myself for the next little while, for the next few weeks at least. And so there you go. So I'm just going to do one last scan, I should say, of this. And it really is coming along. And that's only after about 2.5 months of work on this. And I certainly have other work that I'm doing, not just the needle crafts. So there you go. I would really, really recommend this to anybody who likes to do embroidery and handcrafts with that's related to needlework. It's very, very soothing. It really helps to de-stress, and I really highly, highly recommend it. And there you go. Hi everyone, so today is one of my favorite days of the year. Look at this gorgeous basket of yellow pansy, which is when I get flowers for the balcony. And this is what, it's over 40 feet balcony, isn't it? So it's a huge balcony, and when it's completely decorated and covered with flowers, it is a beautiful space, a very, very beautiful space that makes anything I do in here more magical or magical. Whether it's just reading a book or eating or just relaxing with some needlepoint or just having a nap even. It just turns into such a beautiful space. So look at all these beautiful flowers that I have. They're all different types of pansies. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So this is obviously a hanging basket, this one also. So basically, over the next few episodes, I'm hoping to do some gardening, some planting. I often reuse the old pots from planters, I should say, from previous years, and just sort of to recycle them, the ones that last. And it's a beautiful sunny day today. It's not too hot, not too cold. So even today, maybe this afternoon, I'll start planting some of these. So I really can't wait. It's going to look really, really nice with all the yellows, purples, and whites, especially the yellows. They so brighten up this space. So anyways, thank you for watching. Looking forward to the next few episodes, and also more episodes to come. Oh, there's a bird singing. More episodes to come throughout the spring and summer, where I just spend time doing some recording in this garden when it's all set up. So to anybody from Calcutta, my Bengali relatives and friends, wishing you a happy Bengali New Year, and also to my Muslim friends, happy Ramadan, which had started, I believe, a day or a few days ago. So wishing everybody a wonderful day. Stay well, stay blessed, and stay safe. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.